Atlantium, Episode 51, Nazi Time Machine. Adolf Hitler and his elite Nazi SS assembled the brightest and best scientific minds on the planet. In the years between 1939 and 1945, the SS developed superweapons like the world had never seen. Jet-powered fighters, the V-1, the V-2 rocket, and possibly anti-gravitic craft known as Vril discs. Allied soldiers reported seeing strange flying discs flying over the German countryside. Recently, SS documents have surfaced that revealed an extraordinarily expensive project that dwarfed all others. Project Chronos was its code name, named after the Greek god of time. The beautifully rendered image of Die Glocke, or the bell, by designer and author Jules Perdana is impressive considering that the device was virtually unknown until just recently. The bell was the top secret of the top secret and said to be the single most expensive research project ever undertaken by the Nazi SS. The project was headed up by a high-level SS general named Jacob Sporenberg. He is the only reason the world knows of this strange project, which has only come to light in recent years. The project was developed and maintained in a laboratory built deep in a mountainside in northern Germany. General Sporenberg was tried in Poland after the war for killing 60 top Nazi scientists that had worked on the project. It seems that whatever the Third Reich was trying to achieve warranted killing all the researchers and burying them in a mass grave in order to keep the secrets of the Die Glocke from the Allies. The true purpose of the bell may never be known, but by piecing together information revealed by General Sporenberg and other eyewitnesses, a picture may be emerging. The device was said to contain two counter-rotating cylinders and made a buzzing sound when in operation. The cylinders contained a form of mercury that had a violet color called cerium-525. When the cylinders were spun at high speeds, the bell emitted high levels of radiation that killed two scientists and a number of plants that were in the lab. It appeared that the plants died of old age, and concrete pilings nearby crumbled and fell apart. The project required huge quantities of electricity and was connected to its own power station above ground. It is speculated that the spinning motion and electromagnets generated a powerful gravity field or torsion vortex. But what kind of weapon could possibly be derived from such a device? The ultimate weapon of war, time travel. Hitler and the SS traveled the world looking for ancient artifacts that contained long-lost technological information. The occult of the SS itself was an organization dedicated to the concept that pure root German race was a direct descendant of ancient Atlanteans. All of this comes into focus when you bring in the lucid accounts of Major John Titor. Nothing is more controversial than John Titor, but many of the things he said, regardless of who he really was, makes a lot of sense. John Titor is a major stationed at the MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida, and his unit uses a device built by GE that allows him to time travel. He came to our time in November of 2000 from the future date of 2036. He began posting conversations on the internet in various chat rooms and was very open about his reasons for being here and his mission. The world in his timeline was very different from ours. A world war and subsequent U.S. Civil War in 2015 had taken a very deep toll on his time. He was sent back to 1975 to get an IBM computer that was only produced in small quantities. The IBM could translate basic programming code that was desperately needed in his time. Titor described in great detail his future and how time travel worked. He said in 2000 that the CERN Hadron Collider, which had not been built at the time, would discover microsingularities. This is spooky because now, all these years later, CERN scientists are debating whether their research will produce small black holes or microsingularities. Mr. Titor says his GE time machine produced two microsingularities that are counterspun at extreme speeds by injecting a stream of electrons at the event horizon. The stream of electrons can be varied, producing maximum or minimum gravity. A black hole would have the equivalent weight of a mountain range. This weight produces intense gravity and distorts the fabric of space-time. Major Titor was asked if he could change things while he was here. He said he could change things in our timeline, but it would have no effect on his own timeline. The paradox theory was out the window. He could kill his grandfather in our timeline, but his grandfather would still be alive in his own. He actually visited his childhood home in Tampa and saw himself as an 8-year-old boy. His mother came to the door when he knocked, and she immediately recognized him. He stayed with them while he waited on a window of opportunity to return to his own timeline. Presumably, that 8-year-old John Titor is out there somewhere now, a young man. But it doesn't mean he will go on to time travel. He may become a dentist in this timeline. Were the Nazi SS trying to build a time machine that would allow them to move around in time? Did they recover ancient information that gave them inspiration to build the bell? In the Atlantean Continuum, the answer is yes. It is highly likely, based on a number of emerging stories and discoveries, that the SS wanted to time travel. They assumed that they could alter or change their history into their favor. Major John Titor from the year 2036 says it would not work. They could have won the war in another time, but not in their own. And we all know how that turned out. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Atlanteum. I'm Rock Hatfield.